Hey guys, welcome in to I'm Trevor May on YouTube. This is a little bit different than anything that I've done here on this channel in the past. Historically we've been just gaming and like highlight videos and all that kind of stuff. But I've come to the conclusion or come to the realization that it doesn't need to be anything specifically. Those of you who don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't at this point if you follow me at all, but if you don't know, I retired from Major League Baseball this last October. And now, without saying it explicitly, I have kind of turned into a full-time creator, or whatever that means in the context of, what my life is right now. And with that comes quite a few transitional changes in my life. I'm kind of blown away with how it's kind of shaken out, frankly. And I was thinking about this recently. Like, one thing that a lot of people always wonder about is, what is this transition like? Like, what happens? Like, what happens when you stop playing? And I'm approaching it in a different way than a lot of people too, and just immediately going into the media side of things, but immediately going into creating my own content, which I've been doing for a long time now, but it should be a surprise to nobody that I'm doing it all the time now. So I thought we'd have a really interesting opportunity here to document a change, like document it. Like let's see. Let me just kind of check in, maybe weekly. Maybe we do a short exposition or a short video weekly about this kind of stuff. Like I'm gonna be lightly edited. I'm not gonna go crazy with this. I'm just gonna put it up on this channel, and this will be featured on my newsletter that I do weekly called the May Day Report. You can subscribe to that with the link below. It's got a bunch of cool stuff. Like, for example, this video will be there where I'll just give you an update on, like, here's some stuff that I'm doing now, and here's some of the difficulties that I've noticed, or some things that I'm becoming aware of that I took it, for granted when I played, or I didn't think about as much when I was playing, and now I have to think about all the time, like stuff like that. And then just like update you on projects that I'm working on, and just kind of have it live here in this video, or in this channel. Now, that said, there's going to be lots of gaming here, but there's going to be lots of other things too. I have some other interests that are outside of the realm of really anything that I've created, anything around up until this point. And so I'd love to use this channel as kind of an interest catch-all, if you will, including gaming. There's going to be a lot of gaming series. I'm going to try to like isolate those, or at least gather them or organize them into playlists and series for you. So like you're getting the thing that you want to get, and you can find it again if you want. It's not just a amalgamation of a bunch of random videos about random things that I'm into at any given time. But I don't see any other reason to do it. I know that's not necessarily how YouTube channels are built or grow, but that's not really the point. The point is to share, and maybe you can get some value out of the things that I'm doing and going through, and maybe it's just interesting. I don't know. Or maybe it's not. I'm going to find out really quickly, frankly. YouTube is pretty good at telling you whether or not people are interested in what you're saying. So here's our first one. We're gonna do a little update, and the day is. What is the day? It's March 7th, 2024. That is, about halfway through spring training. There's about 22 days left in spring training. The Korea series is actually less than 2 weeks now, where the Dodgers are going to go over and play the Padres over in South Korea. So we're getting really close to the season, and I'm not going to be playing. And so this is a perfect time to start talking about these things. So those of you that may not know, currently right now my projects are as follows. I do the radio every Sunday on Sirius XM, channel 89, with Danny Wexman. It was called The Hot Stove, and now it is Home Plate. So we do the Home Plate show from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And then I'm doing Rates and Barrels with Eno Saris and Derek Van Riper on The Athletic, and that's live on YouTube every Friday morning at 10 a.m. The links to those two things will be below. You can also listen to SiriusXM on the app if that is a way you want to do it, or in your car if you have that. Either way. And those are two things, baseball related that I'm doing. I'm also built my Trevor May YouTube channel, which we're going to post too. So if you don't know about the Trevor May Baseball, so our YouTube channel, go check that out as well. That's also on the screen probably right now. So, or below, actually, wherever. Just look around. It's probably around. And I'm doing lots of shorts Do the May Contain Action podcast also has its own YouTube channel, which is Paul and I going over movies that we watch with PM and doing rewatching. It's similar to the podcast Rewatchable. Shout out to Bill Simmons and The Ringer for that great show. I love it, and it's inspired by, try not to copy, but inspired by. And we put our own little twist on it. So check that out. Those new episodes come out every Friday. So and they're here on YouTube. They're anywhere you listen to podcasts. So those are the big things. I know, barely anything at this point, with a couple other small little things here and there, guest appearances here and there on Foul Territory, another podcast or live show. And I'm also developing my own show behind the scenes and working on possibly building a studio. So a lot going on the content creator side. And I feel like I'm just now to the point where things are cruising at a speed and at a cadence that I think is sustainable and that I can continue to do. I found my kind of bandwidth to where I have free time and I can say, I'm not going to do anything today, or I'm just going to play some video games today, or I'm going to go hang out with Kate, or we're going to go for a walk, or whatever it is, because the weather's going to get nicer and it's going to be time to be outside, which is one part that I'm going to miss about being a baseball player. I was always outside, and I'm going to have to find reasons to go outside. So that actually leads me to the next section that I would like to touch on in these videos. And I'm shooting from the hip, guys. So bear with me. I'm trying not to make them too horribly long. I'm realizing that I'm going to have to be very purposeful about going and doing things and being social, because I don't want to say introvert. A lot of people say that, but I am a homebody in a lot of ways. I do enjoy being by myself and being with my thoughts, and I like writing and I like making these videos. Obviously, you see there's nobody in here, well, except for Toasty. But I'm the only person. So, I like this. This is my happy place, and I have a kind of a low charge social battery, or I've always said that. But in reality, I think it's just lack of use. I am a social person. I like entertaining. I like being around people, and I like just having a good time. I do like those things, but I also am a sucker for convenience, and that reared its ugly head all the time when I was playing ball, because honestly, you needed to do things that were convenient because you just didn't have time to go do other things. You didn't have time to do everything the slow way. You were at work for 10 hours every single day, so you tend to learn how to do convenient things, or lean on conveniences a lot more than maybe other people would. So now I don't have that, or I don't have that necessity, and I also don't have the built-in social interactions that my job did. So I have to be purposeful with that, and I'm learning that in real time. I'm trying to create time in the calendar for going and doing things, trying new things. I want to join an improv class. I think that would help me do these type of videos. That would just help me long term, but also it kind of would help me hone some of the skills I feel like I already have. I'm really into movies. I want to make a film eventually. I want to work. I want to learn my cinematography and just practice a lot over this summer. And so I'm kind of preparing to do that. And there's a huge community of people who do stuff like that, or that are camera operators or filmmakers or whatever locally. So I'm hoping to join up groups of that, because I want to meet people out in the open and out in the world and do creative stuff, because it's pretty clear. I like that. I like having an idea and seeing if I can make that idea happen. So, but it's going to be effort. It's going to be it's not going to be automatic. I'm going to have to actually really, really try to do it. And it's going to be tough. In addition to that, being an athlete, you kind of have to be in shape, or you're not good at it. And when that's your motivation to be good at it, you tend to just be okay with getting in shape. Now, if you're not competing, it's hard to talk yourself into working out. So I have not worked out much. I've done a little bit of stuff. It's basic stuff like Peloton riding or whatever, but weight training, no. So it's funny. My weight has stayed the same, but I'm soft and I feel weak, and I feel a lot of my compensations, like my back tightness and a lot of things, starting to kind of creep up again, just because I did so much corrective work. So I'm looking to add corrective work to my routine, and that starts today. I did some this morning. It's a 10-minute active warm-up. I actively warm up for the day. So that's something that I'm putting into place to pay attention to those things and make sure that I'm taking care of myself. Because, you see it, ex-players, sometimes that ball never gets rolling again, and we can regret it later. And so I'm not trying to be out here and be I'm not getting ready for a triathlon at this moment, but I would like to, feel a little bit stronger. And then I think eventually I'll go through my my thirst trap, fit boy, whatever stage. I don't know why I said those two terms. Well, meeting my meathead phase. So I think that's going to be in my future. I've always talked about possibly wanting to lose some weight. I weigh like 200 and high 240s usually, so I'm like 248 right now. I wanted to see what I weigh at like 230. People say like you look really skinny, and I'm like, I would love to lean out and maybe not carry around 20 extra pounds of weight that I don't really need to generate force behind a fastball. So yeah, the physical activity is going to be tough. I can already tell because I'm already like, yeah, I don't want to. So I'll keep you guys updated on that stuff too and what we're doing. I want to get into specifics. I want to bring some light to some of these things, but I also just want to preface this as well. And this is going to be on the newsletter every week. So instead of writing a long article where I'm updating you on everything that's like you having to read, it's just a quick video you can watch. So I don't know. Let me know down in the comments things that you would like to know. You can subscribe to the channel here. This is just going to be in my updates playlist, and all of the links that I mentioned before will be down there in the description as well. And I don't know if I'm even going to cut this up. I think this might just be one take. But in the future, I would love to give you more updates and more specific things that you want to know about. So just let me know, and I'll do my best to accommodate. All right. Have a good day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.